Nalani also touched on it. So when we eat fruits and vegetables, our body recognizes the fruits and vegetables, and then those cells connect with the fruit and vegetable cells and are able to produce the collagen ourselves. And the same results that all these collagen powders want are exactly what the research states for Juice Plus.
Oh, really? Like better microcirculation, skin density, and thickness, and hydration?
Yeah, it helps with gut health, helps with um, inflammation. So I was actually reading something today on all the different collagen powders, and I was like, oh, all right, well, I'm good where I'm at. I mean, you can always add it. Vital Proteins is good. They listed a couple other ones also.
Is that a name brand or is that what it's called?
Vital Proteins is a name brand, and
Oh,
there was a couple other ones in this link I was reading. Do you have Instagram?
pardon me?
Do you have Instagram?
For what?
I can send you the link.
It's a social
I
media
think
platform.
Yeah, I know about Instagram. Is that what you're saying to me?
She's asking if you're on Instagram.
Oh my honest.
That's hysterical.
on Instagram I can send you the link.
Charisse, is this what you're talking about? Can you see?
Yeah, that is what she's talking about.
I don't know. I only see myself.
Let me take you home.
That's not a bad thing. You're a beautiful girl.
Yes, that is.
Nobody wants to see me. Put it back on Charisse.
No, you both, whoever talks is on, probably on the speaker. You can put yourself in gallery or speaker view. But I did have her spotlighted because she was telling us that you can get collagen from eating fruits and vegetables, and it's the same results as our study.
Right.
So I like that.
I mean, you can add, but you can still take the collagen powders. But people ask me this all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, I've been wondering because everybody's all yah about collagen. Like, what's the deal? It wasn't so great for all these years, and now collagen's like a big thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the new.
Under a rock, I'm not sure.
It's no, it's the new fad thing.
Right, that's what I thought.
And then some are not digestible, kind of like protein powder. Some can upset the GI tract, so you have to really read. I'll send you the info, and then I can't repeat stuff as well as what's written.
Okay, well, you are our resident esthetician, so we're depending on you.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask a question about collagen? Because I had COVID and I was put on a ventilator and put into a coma, yada yada yada. And one thing that has been like a delayed response is that I cannot handle a whole lot of stress, and because of that, over half my hair has fallen out. And so one of the things I've been told is that I need to take collagen, that it will help. Well, I've been taking collagen, 2 scoops of the powdered collagen and putting it in my shake every morning for over a year. So, and my hair fell out. So I'm like going, okay, so is collagen good or not?
Okay, so it didn't help with hair growth.
Obviously not.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I understand that there's, ones that don't get absorbed and stuff like that. Okay, and so back to you and your business, Charisse. You want to have a beauty event, and what else? I know that Karen has her team on here. Congratulations, Karen.
Yeah, Karen wants me to do the friends and family, and I'm like,
okay, so
I want to do the friends and family, but I'm so tired of them.
No, you can pick other friends. It can be, it can be beyond your immediate friends and family. But the reason why if you do invite your immediate friends and family is because it's not just going to be them hearing from you. It's them hearing from you, Karen, Sharon, probably. And maybe Doug. We can add Doug in too. And then they can't deny it after that. Then they'll hear what makes Juice Plus different, and they'll start to think, because when it's your friend, it's kind of like you're tippy-toeing, or you're like, oh, well, you don't want to get into it with your friend, and not that we want to get into it with anybody, but, there's just that that barrier, kind of, because you're so close. But when the objective third party comes in, then it's a little different.
Yeah,
So,
true.
invite them. Just say, I've never had a friends and family call, and this is something we're doing. I would love for you to hear about our community and see what I do and see who I work with and what everybody's so excited about. Make up something that it'll be appealing to them.
So what do we call it to our guests?
I asked my mom, would you come on a friends and family call where we talk about what we do? And she said yes. So I think that if you ask a question like that to your friends, would you come on a call and meet some of my people I work with and find out what I do?
Update call, update Zoom.
Or an update call. What else could we call it?
I'm just thinking that the title of it serves us.
Michelle put some verbiage. I would love your support. Yes.
Support call.
Support call. That's it. Yeah, they want to help you. Like if you have a vision for why you're doing this business and you can verbalize that, I'm doing this so that I can stay home one day or not have to work so much or be available or go on trips or whatever it is, whatever your why is, I think it's important that you could say that even, and that maybe not on the invite, maybe you could, but say it on the call so that they can get behind you in support of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, if you tell them it's a support call, then it's not like they need to give up their vitamins or their Alive or whatever it is. That was one of my friends recently.
If they're church people, if there was a support call, I would think they're raising support. They want money from me. But I know I'm like in the church and stuff, so
yeah.
At least
I think I would like to brainstorm on another name because I think, sorry, the way I have this looks terrible. I think that when you're brand new, friends and family, like support me, sounds like it just sounds natural. But I think like I would love to do a call, but I've been brainstorming thinking, what can I call it? I don't want to call it a friends and family call. I would like to call it something different. So I think that's kind of Sharice's thing too. And we don't have to invite family on, just invite, friends and invite some of the other people that, you've been talking to. Doesn't even have to be, they can be some of the prospects you've been reaching out to.
So one of our flyers says, find out what I've been up to. So you could do it like that. Okay. So
I really like how, I'm sorry. I really like how Jennifer Crispin and Lonnie did their cute names with their core and their bites. I forget Jennifer, what were some of the names of some of your things? They're such clever names. And yet it was just a like chill, relaxed atmosphere. It was really welcoming. It was very, very welcoming.
We call them like bar parties or bar and bar parties. And we would do a little bit of a bar workout, BARRE, as well as showing people how to make different types of protein bars with the complete. We were always just trying to do things that were a little fitness oriented.
Yeah.
People love free fitness classes.
Totally. And that kicked my butt, that bar thing that Lonnie did. I was like, good thing there's no camera on me. But and then also Michelle Fletcher did those cool like trivia things. I love that too. And I know it's not quite on the same line that you guys are thinking, like a welcoming kickoff to your business or restart of your business. It's not like that wording, but I love those like non-threatening, fun invites. That's what I like.
Okay, so you've got some verbiage over in the chat where Nicole says, I like to tell people what I'm doing. Nicole, do you want to speak out loud for the people on the recording or on Facebook? And then Natalie put in some really good verbiage for inviting to a One Simple Change event.
Yeah, I'm gonna go now?
Sure.
Yes. So I like bring those walls down, especially nowadays. I started 7 years ago where not so many was bombarded with so many different products or perhaps people doing network marketing as they are doing now. And even conversations like I told one girl today, and it's something that I posted on the chat, is that, I do Juice Plus. That means that I'm not going to sell you anything. I just want to support you in this new journey because she's doing things new, like exercising and eating healthier. But I feel like I had to tell her that, like, because it was like the big elephant between us. So when I invite before and now, I know alcohol is an attractive thing for my culture, my family, my people. So I throw that in, and I also let them know it's just an educational event. Come and check it out. When I started, I told them I'm very passionate. I wish I would have known about this before in my past, in my life. And I just want you to know what it is so you know where I'm coming from. And for you to know the information, I'm not going to sell you anything. Leave the wallet in the car. Like, I give them all this information so they can kind of like feel comfortable. Okay, so let me go in, or let me say yes, or whatever that is.
Okay, yours is for a live event too. Are you doing live events? Or is that just from before? Because you're having sangria. Maybe you're having sangria and it's virtual.
I was, when I did my first, I didn't do friends and family call. I actually did, if like my real first event was with Michelle presenting in English, and I was kind of like translating. That was my first, but which many of my family came, and then I did another one 2 weeks after, where I told Michelle, I'm gonna do it. I challenged myself. And then whoever didn't come from the first, then they came to the second. I know they asked the other ones that came, oh, so what was it? Did you buy or the? So I know they told them no. You know, it's like, it was just educational. And a lot of people bought. Yeah. But even if a call, I would let them know, just leave your wallet in the room, and you know, wherever, just, it's not about that. Because people are skeptical and afraid of that.
Yeah, if we think of the other person and just this is information they would want to know, which is in the verbiage. I think that's really good. Okay, so thank you, Charisse, for sharing that. And welcome, Debbie DeJesse. We're glad you're here. I know you've been traveling and all that good stuff. We're glad you're here. You want to show your face?
I'm trying. Oh, I know. There we are. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good to be back.
Good. Glad to see you. Okay, so today we're going to talk about customer care. You know, there's kind of a spectrum of how much customer care somebody might do compared to another one, right? Well, what are some reasons why you want to take good care of your customers? Let's hear it, because I don't want to be like the only person talking today. We all learn from each other, and we will go to some documents, but let's just hear, why do we want to take care of our customers? Go ahead.
To keep them as a customer.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? I missed it.
To keep them.
To keep the customer. Yes. We want to keep the customer. Good.
Easier to keep a customer than find a new one.
It's way easier to keep a customer than to find a new one. The energy to get a new one is ridiculous. To keep it is, and then they can, you know, join your team. And I didn't report today, so
I didn't know if Jules was going to speak up.
She will.
I muted you, Jules, but if you want to speak up, you can unmute. Kristen, I see you're showing up on my thing here. Thank you, Karen.
Yes.
Oh, there she is.
Go ahead. Why should we care about customer care?
Oh, because, well, everything you've already said. It's easier to keep a customer. And, you know, I mean, you want to, I think it's the difference between just being, you know, a distributor and being a, you know, supporting your partner, you're supporting your customer, your client. So you could just easily order something from someone who sends it out to you every 4 months, or you could actually engage with your customer and be a friend and you know, form a relationship with them. And they're much more likely to stay if you do have that type of a communication level.
That's true.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it's in the name itself, actually, customer care, like to show that you care about them, you care about their goals, and you love them if they're your friends, family, whatever. And so I just think if you if you love them like any other person, you're going to keep them longer and be excited to share with them different things or different events that are coming up. Like, oh my gosh, this speaker's on fitness, and I know you're big into exercise. I just wanted to let you know this Olympian is going to be speaking, and you know what I mean? Just kind of sharing from your heart sincerely.
Anybody else?
For me, is it all right? Oh, go ahead. Okay, for me, like yesterday, I had an experience, so I was following up, and I asked my customer, well, how are you taking, your tablets? And he said, tablets? I didn't get tablets. Mm-hmm. And, so, you have to know what they're doing in order for them to get the experience you want out of the product. So I went ahead and, called customer care and got him some other tablets. And he said, later on, he said, well, I don't know if we want to take tablets because we're taking vitamins and tablets. Oh gosh, that blew me away. So that meant that I needed to educate him more, and, I hope to send him the video for, Juice Plus versus vitamins, So, it gives you an insight as to, what they're doing and how they're doing it. And like you say, if you care about them, then you're more than likely able to keep them as a customer. So that's my take on it.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Natalie, did you have something?
Yeah, as a customer, you want to be heard. You want to feel like you're valued, and you know what's going on in their life, especially like with the times of COVID and isolation and people's problems. So it's nice for somebody to follow up and to make you feel important, and for them to feel like you think about them genuinely, just more than the sale that you've made with them for whatever item they. You don't know what you did for that day. It's just like opening a door for someone or stopping to say hi to a stranger or compliment somebody. So,
well, in every company that maybe costs slightly more sometimes, if you've ever dealt with a company like that, one of the main reasons they'll be able to charge more is for the customer experience, for the customer service. So our customer experience is another thing that brings value and offsets or rationalizes even the cost of our product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then finally, customers that are having a great experience can turn into raving fan customers, which can become team members, which then already know how to take care of customers because they've had a good experience.
Right. So who here was a customer first and had really good customer care and then knew how to take care of their customers? Jennifer, you're one of them. Darby, who else? Anybody else? Debbie, I think you were. I'm not sure.
So what were you saying? Sorry, I was on a phone call.
Customer first.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were Debbie.
Yeah, so that's part of the customer experience. For you to even become a team member was part of Karen's experience or serving you,
Hello.
Anybody else?
I mean, I joined the team because of that. I met her through a virtual Bible study last summer or last spring in the height of the quarantine, and I was intrigued by her tower garden. And eventually I got it from my mother-in-law and brought my family on board.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, anybody else a customer first?
Yeah, so I sent out a video this morning right after we were finished with our blitz. And it's a video on just a reminder of how it sounded like Stacy's voice. I'm not sure, but of where you put your Juice Plus to remind you to take it.
Right.
And so I sent that out. I probably got it out to about 10 people. And then at the tag that I put on that video was because I truly care about your health. And I got 3 responses back from that. Thank you so much for the reminder. You can resubmit my debit card now. So I mean, it was I got things that I just didn't think I was going to get. So that was really nice. And
Awesome.
I have more customers to send out, but I stopped um, before we had to come on to Lunch and Learn. So
That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go to check our what do you call them?
Transformers?
Where is it? This one? There it is. Okay, so we're just gonna always come back to systems, right? That was our promise to you, so to speak, to make sure that we show you it's one of our systems. So I'm gonna go to just systems in general. This is gotransformers.net. It's pretty much, where Doug and I are gonna put anything that's not somewhere else, okay, that's part of what we teach. So we have all these different systems as outlined by Eric Worre. And so, we always talk about getting customers. So we want to make sure, say you have a new person, we want to make sure that we have some kind of system to make sure we say, hey, here's our system for taking care of customers. Now, the company's outlined some really good ones. Let's go here to customer care, okay? And so here's what we've written, and if we need to change it a little bit, we can. But basically, here's some of the procedure that we do. We gain information on their health goals, so we listen a lot, right? We try to help them, like some of you have mentioned, if they have diabetes, if they're a fitness person, whatever, we keep that in our mind. So, we run across so much material, right? If they've mentioned maybe, I don't know, whatever, we keep that in mind, right? We can gain information about their family, who all's in your family, because sometimes I'll ask that, but I'm trying to figure out who could sponsor who, how many kids do you have, and all that. Hey, maybe your mom can sponsor that third child. So trying to figure out, who's in their family, and just gain information on them so you can keep them in mind. I say I want to keep you in mind for when I run across information. We want to add them to our Facebook group, our customer group, where there's ongoing education, and you can tag them on a relevant post. Like if there's a shake recipe, or there's a post about the shred, or there's a vitamins versus whole food, whatever it is. And so you can do that. And then you could message them and say, hey, I just tagged you on a post. Okay. So add tagged message is something that you can do on any post that's in one of our customer groups. Most likely you're in a customer group. Say you wanted to look up, I don't know, I can't think of it, gluten or quinoa or soy or whatever. You could even post in your customer group. Yeah. Most likely you're in a group, and say your customer had a comment about soy or about, I don't know, something. We probably have a Juice Plus video for that, or a document for that, and we can put that into our customer group, then tag them. Okay, so. And
then you're adding value for every other customer.
And that way everybody can learn about it, right? And then the company, if you're not getting company emails, you should be. And it gives you ideas for when you check in with your customers at 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Am I perfect at this? No, they'll be lucky to get a couple of those check-ins. I like to say, hey, did you get your Juice Plus? How are you taking it? That's a really good question to make sure they're not just taking one. For some reason, a lot of these capsule customers just take one sometimes, and it totally, shows up when you're calling them for their 4-month supply, and they're like, oh, I still have half a supply left. Yeah. Oh, how have you been taking that? So that's an indicator that they're not taking the right dosage. So you want to let them know the dosage. And then the company sends them emails, which are great, and they have videos attached. So you can ask your customers, hey, are you getting emails from the company? So you want to make sure that when you put the order in, they get those, because everything is about educational exposures. And then, continue, like was talked about, continue inviting them to events that might be relevant for them, planting seeds for the business. And then if you want to, we have a customer survey that you can access, that you can do even before if you want. But at 90 days, let me just show you the customer survey. I went to the freedomrevolution.com. And I did a search. I'll show you. Actually, there's a customer care area too. A lot of customer care things that we don't even know about. All right, there's a basic customer care checklist. And then there's a plus checklist. There's a 1-pager sheet that you can have on each person if you wanted to. And that's okay if you don't
Leave
have
it.
a lot of customers. I mean, that's nice to keep track of all that. I don't know what customer portal access. We could cover that. How do you sign up customers to be on the portal? And then what I was getting to this experience survey, and then I'll stop sharing my screen and we can talk about these other things. Okay, here's the experience survey. I posted it the other day in the Team Transformers Facebook group, and people really liked it. And I liked doing it, and some people said, well, I just do it naturally. You can do it either way. You could even offer, hey, I like to send a $5 gift card. You know, if you'll complete this survey with me, it'll take you like 5 minutes over the phone. And I just want to know, you know, your personal experience. How are you doing drinking more water? And I might even add some other questions in here that I want to ask. You see, it doesn't have to be that you stick to exactly this. How are you doing drinking more water? Have you found yourself eating more fruits and vegetables? And then you want to say, you know, a lot of people have found blah, blah, blah. Or with the family health study, what they found is that the children are eating more fruits and vegetables, or you can give an experience like I'll sometimes say, I've worked with a lot of children with autism who limit their diets. And then once they start ingesting fruits and vegetables, then they start craving them. And the mom is so happy they're not eating blueberries or watermelon. So I might add a little story as I go, okay? Because this is an educational exposure for your customers. So this is a nice thing to do. When you're wondering, you're sitting down, you're like, okay, what should I do to work on my business? This is a great thing to do. How are you doing with exercise? You know, have you found that you have more endurance, or have you had better recovery? Because a lot of people do. And then say they're on the duo. Maybe they have better recovery when they're on all three, you know, because really the berry blend probably is significant for that. So you could throw in little things, okay? How are you doing eating less sugar? All these different things, okay? Have you found yourself snacking less? Is there an improvement in the quality of your sleep? Like one lady that I have as a customer, when she slept through the night, she was a teacher at the high school I was working at. She said, I'll never go off Juice Plus. Guess what? She never has. It's been 21 years. So when you get people to realize their own results, that's where you can also have solidified customers, okay? And then like Stacy, here's eating less fast food. She was somebody who used to eat a hamburger from Wendy's every Friday night. And it wasn't right away that she realized that she no longer craved that every Friday night. Like she thought, that's what I deserve after being with my toddler all week. I deserve that. Jarrett, go get it. And so she realized much later that she no longer craved that hamburger from the fast food restaurant. So you never know. Anyway, it just kind of helps them to realize they have a story. How's your energy level? You know, are you staying up later? Are you getting more done? Things like that. Any weight loss if you needed to lose weight, or any weight gain if you felt like you needed to gain weight. Any improvement in your general sense of well-being. Like for me, sometimes I can't pinpoint it. I just feel like I'm just so much better off with Juice Plus. Like I feel younger. I feel like I have vitality, things like that. So, you know, you walk them through this. You don't have to show them the survey. You can if you want. How are you feeling? You know, stress levels. How's your stress levels? You can ask about that. One of the things that used to be on this survey is bowel movements. Have you noticed? I guess they took it off. They didn't want to have that conversation. But that's actually one of the very first things people notice. And I could even say that to the person I'm talking to. You know what? They took this off the survey, but it's up to you. You can keep your answer to yourself. You know, have fun with the survey, right? So I just wanted to mention that survey. Doug, do you want to mention anything else that was on that?
No.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to unshare my screen. I've said a lot. Now I'm going to turn to you guys. Share.
So I'll share something real quick just for myself, for like things that you notice. I had a little too much wine one night and I woke up the next day with a little headache, and I went to look for ibuprofen. I didn't have any, and I didn't even realize it's been so long since I've needed an ibuprofen that I hadn't bought it. And I used to buy the big bottle of ibuprofen and had headaches all the time, body aches, haven't needed that. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, wait a second, I also haven't taken an antacid in, I don't remember how long. And I was on like Zantac constantly every day. And I haven't had to take one of those in probably 2 years. And those are things that I didn't even like realize that had happened in my life. And I think customers the same way. Like if you brought that up, they would go, oh yeah, that's the same for me.
That's funny, Nicole, that you mentioned after having a little too much wine the night before, because I have had 3 of my clients tell me that it's like a hangover cure for them. I'm not even joking. A little too much wine the night before, a little too much beer, and they double their Juice Plus the next morning and drink some water with it, and then they feel better. So I don't know. I've just had 3 clients tell me that.
There you
Is
go.
this being recorded?
Yes, yes.
I don't need to. I'm gonna send this to like my mom. Like, let me tell you a story. So my dad ordered his Juice Plus. My brother ordered his Juice Plus. One day I'm making my smoothie and my mom's going to work, but she's going in the refrigerator. She's like, yeah, I've been stealing some of his. I'm like, yeah, you got to order some, Mom, but I'm gonna send her that stuff because she's been dealing with the headaches and all that too. But it just helps sharing those stories. Like that does the work. Along with following up, getting them to realize, okay, yeah, I have. Matter of fact, I don't go buy no Excedrin no more. Yeah. No more McDonald's. Yeah. If I eat McDonald's, I'll throw up. My brother told me that. Because my brother's a mechanic. And so now, matter of fact, I was supposed to go to the shop today because I'm getting more clients because my brother shared a bar with one of his one of his shop buddies. And then it just jumps off like that, just organic.
Right. That's awesome.
That's great.
People telling us stories, realizing like, okay, then getting your customers to realize, okay, yeah, I am experiencing changes.
That's really amazing about the McDonald's. I had a friend, Noelia, who called me. She's like, thanks to you, I think she threw up or her daughter threw up. She ate a hot dog.
Yeah. Oh man,
it's not the first time I've heard something like that happen.
Yeah.
I like that point that Denzel made. If you're not communicating with your customers,
your awareness,
they don't have an awareness all the time of the value of Juice Plus. And then when it comes time to reorder, that's when you're going to get I don't think I'm going to reorder. But if they understand the value, we'll always find money for what they value. Always.
That's right.
And since the change,
I'll get it. Cash.
Oh.
Yes, you guys split one.
Hi, Jules.
Jules Kilker.
Jules Kilker.
Hi, Jules. Hi, Maddox. Hi, Cash.
Oh, no, I got Cash and his buddy. We're having lunchtime.
So how do you take care of customers, Jules?
Well, right now I have a lot because I have knee and cleatuses, and so I think I have like probably close to 50 or 60 total. So I have it a little automated, that wouldn't be like ideal, honestly, but I have a project broadcast text that goes out twice a month. It's already set up for the whole year. So they're getting, like this last one, they got a shake recipe. They'll get like different videos. They'll get like a Juice Plus video, but I do still get responses even though they're automated. And then I will call, some of my more long-term customers when their order's about to ship out. I think the same thing everybody else is doing, and there's a lot of people doing those really special customer care calls, I think, is where the magic happens always. Whenever I've had somebody turn into a distributor or order more product, it's been on a call. There's no other way for that to happen. It doesn't happen via text or email.
Jules,
so I don't think there's like special sauce. That's it. You have to do the hard things.
Hey, Jules, can you like explain to us what an extra special customer call would be like?
Well, I think that I just like to call my customers that are loyal, that have been taking it a long time. My new customers, somebody that I don't know that well. But yeah, when I call them, I think Sharon has always taught me a lot of times I'm not calling them for Juice Plus. I just call to check in, and it always turns to Juice Plus. But like somebody mentioned during COVID, sometimes people just enjoy hearing from you. I think the more you can turn them into a quote unquote friends, then one, they're going to be a more loyal customer, and two, they're not gonna decline the call when you go to call them, because sometimes they don't want to talk about Juice Plus, they just want to talk, and they know they associate your name with Juice Plus. They should. Yeah. So a lot of times, like when my best friend calls, I still answer, and I'm like, I still have Mary Kay left. She's like, I'm just calling to ask you how you're doing. Like, I just associate her with Mary Kay. So, and it just feels good to know that people care about you and your health.
It's true. Yeah, if you could take the time. So
yeah,
on your phone, it's nice to have them organized. And like, I was just on a trip. I meant to call 2 of my customers. I called 1 on the trip and had a great time, talking to that customer. But, when you're out and about, if you have them in your phone and just call and say, hey, I was thinking about you for whatever reason, you know them from somewhere, whether, it's from sports or mommy and me or whatever it is. So to call them up and just see how they're doing, then it's not so awkward when it comes to, hey, your shipment's ready to go out or whatever, That's what I think Jules is saying. And then how are you turning customers into team, Jules? It would be great to hear from you on that. Sometimes when you have those magical calls. She's saying that that's not going to happen on text.
I think when I try when I call my customers, if I want them on my team or I see that they could be a valuable team member, I just say, have you told anybody about it? If they say they're having a good experience, I just say, have you told anybody about that? 9 times out of 10, they say yes. I told my sister, I'm like, oh my goodness, I would love to talk to her, because they don't know. When they say they told their sister about Juice Plus. They didn't ask her to buy Juice Plus. They didn't send her information. Right. They just said, so I would say, I'd love to chat with her. Could we do a Facebook, like 3-way chat or a 3-way call? You kind of have to guide them through that, because they don't know, how to do that or how to set that up. And then, or a party. Would you be open to having a Facebook party? I haven't done that in a while, but I used to. For me, where you invite some of your family and friends, and either if you have people that want to buy Juice Plus, it might make sense for you to partner with me, and you could, make a little bit of extra money by sharing Juice Plus with them. Or, I would be more than happy to give you a little hostess gift for doing that for me. And I've given people shake and a shaker cup and stuff like that for doing that. So either way, it's a win-win,
Right. You're not letting that go. You're not letting that opportunity disappear.
No, I mean, I will tell you, I have customers that give me so many referrals, and they do not. I ask them over and over if they want to be a distributor, and they do not. And you have to love those people so much harder. Those are the people I do call. I have one in particular. She's a physician assistant. She does not want to be on my team. And I keep asking her, but I have to do it jokingly. I always send her Starbucks gift cards, Dunkin' Donuts gift cards, because I want her to keep feeling like she is valuable to me, because she is. My gosh, she's given me so many referrals.
That's awesome. You know what I would maybe also send to her? I mean, that's a great thing. I mean, absolutely what you're doing is
yeah.
What if you also sent her a journal print off in addition to the gift card? Then she could feel really good that she's recommending it, and you could also meet her where she's
no.
Say
that again. A journal what?
A journal. Any of our studies. Just print that off.
Oh.
Because she's a healthcare professional.
Yes. That's why she loves Juice Plus. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea.
She would enjoy that. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Jules, we're gonna keep you on the spotlight. So in one of your team Zooms, oh my gosh, I think it was October or November last year, we had brainstormed and talked about a customer Zoom, right? Customer appreciation Zoom. And you guys did that, and you did a great job. It's something I keep thinking I want to do, and then I just never get around to doing it. I don't know if, we used to do those live and in person. But because of COVID, the Zoom one seemed to work for you guys. Can you go over that a little bit?
Yeah, well, so one thing, I don't know if Cletus taught me this, or I read this somewhere, but it said the sales process. Yeah, go ahead. Oh my gosh. The sales process starts once they order from you. So it's like we think about getting a customer is the ultimate, like once we get the customer, that's what we're supposed to do. And it is. But I've always kind of thought that that's when the sales process really starts. Once they become your customer, then you just have to continue to sell to them. So our customer service, what was it? It was called a customer appreciation event. And because of COVID, we had to do it on Zoom. We've done them live before, I think. I feel like every event I have is a customer appreciation event. If you can turn it into one, if you have customers that come, they can feel appreciated. I always have gift bags for my customers at events. I always give them something for coming to an event. But this was a special customer appreciation. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a special customer appreciation event where everybody that came got a $5 Target gift card, I think we gave them, and we let them all share their stories. We had distributors share their stories, and I don't know how many people were on. It was close to 20, and they loved it. I think the stories they heard from other people re-solidified their reason for taking Juice Plus and got them excited. I don't know if anybody turned into a distributor yet from that call, but I do know that our distributors built their belief in the product and the business. I know that the customers built their belief in the product. So again, just because somebody didn't become a distributor or something doesn't mean it wasn't a successful event. I still believe that having customers, I don't even know how many customers I have from my first couple of years in the business. And I think I'm coming up on 12 or 13 years this year of being in Juice Plus. And to have a customer where you're continuing to get paid on for 13 years, to me, is like, what the heck? That's amazing.
I agree. I love it.
But you can, yeah. I mean, any event can be a customer appreciation event. This just happened to be one where that's how we formatted it. And we gave them something. I mean, to be honest, guys, I'm going to take a hit last year on my taxes for not spending enough money on my business. So it's like this year, I'm like, I have got to spend more money on my business. So anytime I can give something away or do something, first of all, it's a tax write-off. You know, we can't think of it as like losing money or wasting money or whatever you're thinking. Spending money, it's an investment. You know, that customer, they really do feel value from little things. I know I do.
Well, I love that idea. And Denzel was right. You know, the stories are what really makes it. You know, he's loving these stories of different health changes. And we do events like that sometimes. But we could do a customer event like that. I think that's amazing, where they share their story and they get a gift card because they participated. That's wonderful.
I think some of the magic of that event that Jules did is like we could do it where it's like, so if Sharon arranges it, then Sharon would have to pick like 5 or 10 customers to share stories. It's not always going to be your customers then. So this is the kind of event that if you get excited about hearing about it, first of all, whenever you hear about, you know, there's so many events that go on and ways to share Juice Plus. When you hear something that resonates with you, that means you should probably pursue that event. Like you should do one. And you team up with somebody. Find somebody that either you already work with, a sideline, or your sponsor, or whoever. If you don't know how to do an event yet, just ask your sponsor, and they can point you in the right direction. But that's why all of a sudden I'm doing the once a month business events, which by the way is next Thursday. I'm working with Julie Herbst on this and revising it. We're going to have Ashley Hudson on there next week. But my vision is to have that event and to do it. And that's what I get excited about. So I'm going to do it every month.
Right. So if you don't have enough customers, team up with somebody else who does, or team up with 3 or 4 people, you know, like pick some people, message them, say, hey, let's do that customer care event that Jules did. And let's invite our family so they could see what difference we're making with people or whatever. Or we could also turn a lunch and learn into one of those where we all just share our stories, you know. We can do that as well. So be thinking about what would work for you. I love that Jules does that. We've always sort of done a little bit of that, but we haven't done a lot. So one of the basic things for customer care is make sure you call your customer or message them before you let their Juice Plus order ship. I mean, have to talk about the very foundational, basic customer care. Do not let them feel like they don't have any control over their, money and their supply, because they don't want another supply if they have a supply. Okay. So what I do is I ask them about their quote supply. And so I'll say, how's your supply going? If you've been consistent, it's about that time for your next shipment. I don't say, hey, well, sometimes I do. I don't definitely, I don't go in like, hey, your order's going to ship, something like that. I'll say, how are you doing with your Juice Plus? Your order is scheduled to ship, or your supply, how are you doing with your supply? You're scheduled to ship. I can always move that around if you need me to. And you can also plant seeds, like perhaps your other people in your family have started to eat it, so maybe you need it sooner, or maybe you got off track, so maybe you need it later. Let me know how you're doing with your supply, so that they feel like they're in control. Okay, so what else do you guys do that would be good tips before we leave? Somebody want to speak up?
I created a magnet that says, "Did you take your Juice Plus today?" And I send that to my customers so they can keep it on the refrigerator.
You created it?
Yeah. Hold on, I have it right here.
That's awesome.
They were really cheap. It was like, I think they were like 30 cents a piece to print. So it's like, I don't know, it was like $40 for like a pack of like 100 of them, but this is what it looks like.
That's cute.
And it just says, "Did you take yours today?"
Oh, that's sweet.
So,
good.
Yeah, I love that, Nicole. And I do that. I've done that too, where mine is, it's somewhere on my fridge, but it has my phone number and my email and my website, so that if for some reason they canceled, they need to reorder, then they have that information.
I love that.
How do we go 10 years into this and not know that we're doing this?
What else are you
holding back?
I did Vistaprint. It is cheap. It's super cheap. And I even had them design it for me. You can pay $5 and they design it for you. This is what mine looks like.
Oh, and they'll design it for you.
And I put my picture on it.
That's nice. That's your magnet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we just have Jules design all of ours for us.
And that was through Instaprint?
No, Vista.
Vistaprint. I use them. Okay.
Now,
Vistaprint.
one more thing. What about when you have a Tower Garden customer? Are you guys adding them to the Tower to Table group? That's a great group, so that they feel like they could post and ask questions. That's another basic thing.
And then I also send anyone that buys a tower from me, I send them a water filter.
That's right. That's awesome. You've got great customer care ideas.
I send some of my customers the little picture that says what happens to your body after 4 months. It's somewhere in our feeds. And it kind of helps them know that they're not going to have any effects maybe a week later, but this is what's happening in your body after 4 months of consistently taking it. So
good.
I say, okay, we'll restart and start taking 2 and 2 or whatever.
Yeah, because sometimes people are like, oh, I didn't get any results. So it depends on how we set them up. If they know that the results are mostly at the cellular level, right, then they're not going to be expecting like miracles. But I mean, we do have a lot of good things that happen within the 4 months. You just can't, everybody's different. You can't guarantee it.
Can we, because I know we're going to be landing
go
in the
ahead.
plane here
Yes.
soon. Staying within the system, these are great ideas. The one thing that's in the system is to follow the recommendations of the email. Can we remind everybody, especially new people, where the email is when it comes? Because I think it comes right in the beginning when you sign up your new partner, right?
somebody have a good grasp on that? I know it comes to my email and tells me things. I don't know exactly.
I don't remember when I get that. I think it's at the beginning of an order, right? Like your new customer has shipped. Anybody know?
Do you guys have that? I'm sure it's on the Freedom Revolution. Hello?
I'm just saying, I want us all to know for sure.
Doug's gonna
because there's a
find
list. I mean, because it
customer
really is
care.
good. A lot of the things from the company. I mean, sometimes you hear people saying like, "Well, I don't know what to do." I mean, that's even us. But then you look and you realize, oh, the company has these emails they're sending. Oh, it's really
Yeah, they even send emails like I got one the other day that customer's card had failed. Where is it? Maybe I deleted it.
Oh yeah, I have it in my email too.
But yeah, I got one, and it was I called or sent her a text, and I said, hey, just to FYI, your card didn't go through. I don't know if maybe it expired or it was compromised. And she said, yeah, I left it at a restaurant, and I'm getting a new one. She's like, here, sent me a picture of her new one and was like, put this in instead. Let me see. I know I got.
So on the Freedom Revolution, it gives you some ideas, but I don't know where to find when it is the company sends us emails. I used to know that, but.
So I have one here from the end of January that says your customer's order has just shipped. They will be receiving the email below. So it shows you what they got for an email. And then it has a thing where you can click on it. It says get more customer care ideas. Oh, and then it takes you to the virtual office.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at the very beginning when the first order goes out. They send you an email. It says it shipped out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just get the email.
Oh, there it is.
Do you want
to get more customer care ideas?
That just takes you to virtual office, though. So I guess
the link is expired.
So on the virtual office, I think there's some ideas. Also, Juice Plus Insights has some really good stuff.
Well,
but we can continue.
Well, on Monday.
I
think it'd be good to go to that and talk through them, because one thing that I'm realizing as we put the systems out there, we're trying to put out there the systems that are really the key to a system is that everybody needs to know what it is. Everybody should be doing it, and it works. So the fact that most of us don't even know where to find these, and we're not even sure because they're not just telling the customer, they're giving us ideas. So I think we should go through them and see what we're really using, and we might get some good ideas.
Right. They did just come up with some new partner emails, and we saw those, but I don't know where we see the other ones. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Doug will figure it out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna figure that out.
All right. Anything else, you guys?
Wait,
Hurley's making a lot of noise. Can you guys hear the noise Hurley's making?
He's happy. All right, it's 12:59. Let's end it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned, guys. Have a great day.
Meeting adjourned.
Go get
Play
some
too much, Doug.
Hey, next. Oh,
yeah, we can hear you, Denzel. Go ahead.
I said, Doug, you play too much. Just like me. You just like me. I play too much.
Guys, I learned a lot.
Hey, next Thursday I'm doing that a business event, and like I said, everybody, it's not.
What time is it?
It's going to be 8 p.m. Thursday the 4th. Ashley Hudson. People seem to really respond well to her, along with Julie Herbst, our upline PMD Plus. It's going to be pretty great. So I'm figuring out the rest of the lineup on that tomorrow. So. All right, everybody, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Guys.
Have a good one.
Thanks for your input.